everyone. Hi. Welcome to Anything Bagel.
What is today? Today's Thursday. Welcome.
Yes, today is Thursday.
We got a lot.
Yeah. We had a lot going on.
Yeah.
And so we did not post last week, but we are back here this week and we're excited to be here. And as usual, if you have a topic you would like us to throw into our hat, let us know and we will throw it in there.
Yes.
And the way we do things here at Anything Bagel is
anything.
We talk about anything. So
be prepared.
Yes, we draw a topic out of the hat and we roll with it.
Yeah. Before we roll with it, go Lions. First preseason game is today.
It is today. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Football season is started.
Go Lions. Go Lions.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody loves the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially here in Michigan. So
yeah,
we are. I'm Liz, by the way. I don't even know if we said who we are.
Oh, yeah. I'm Danny.
Yeah. And yeah, this is our
Bagel podcast.
Anything Bagel podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Yes. And please subscribe if you would like immediate access to these when they are posted out in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, we would love you to subscribe and like if you like. So, all right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I think we're ready. We're always excited to see what our topic is going to be. So,
favorite thing.
Okay.
Who's going to draw?
I don't know.
Because Jordan drew last time.
So,
and there's going to be a guest speaker next week. We're not going to reveal who it is.
Right.
But I'm going to be gone.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. But
Austin,
you should.
She comes. Okay. Traveling places like we like to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have picked, and drum roll, today's topic is dumping shit in the woods. I may or may not.
Where this came from.
I may or may not have thrown that in there.
Well, we have had a family adventure where we cleaned up the woods because of people dropping their crap in the woods before. Do you remember? It was like late winter, there's spring. Oh. The couch, and we had the big hat.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we took the dogs.
We were out on the trails, and it was St. Patrick's.
Yes, St. Patrick's Day for Mom's birthday.
It was a St. Patrick's Day hat. Yes, and we all went for an adventure in the woods, and then we ended up
cleaning up.
Yeah.
What gives you the right to think you can just drop your whole ass house in the woods?
I know. What makes people think you can? I'm done with my couch, so now I'm going to put it in the woods. So
this is going to be a very passionate episode.
So a bear can sit. I don't know.
Because I think this is going to be passionate for both of us because we both feel strongly about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I even mentioned it, I think, earlier this year, that this is going to be the year for me to, if you're going to call me out for not picking up my dog's crap, which I do, but for those who call other people out for not doing things, this year, if I see you throwing trash on the ground, I've already said, I'm going to say to you, will you please pick it up? Or even your kids, because at the end of the day, change does start with us.
That's right.
And you throwing your junk does not help the little butterflies and the bees and the bears.
Right. If you're throwing your stuff out the window, then guess what your kids are going to do when they grow up? They're going to say, it's okay for me to throw my stuff out the window. So
yeah. And I don't like it when people say, well, the government or other countries are producing way more trash, or we're just dumping, so it doesn't matter. It does matter, because this is our community. This is our woods that we all walk in.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we live, grow up.
Right.
Families here, people come and travel here. Pick up your crap.
Right. And it would be different if it's your own land. You can do whatever you want with your own land. But
public
land,
property,
which is where I often walk. My dog is out on public land.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. And I get, me, I can get right ticked off. I'm trying to go out into nature and be peaceful.
Yeah.
And go for a silent walk, listening to nature. I'm walking along and I'm looking at all the little mushrooms, and I stop and I tell them, oh my gosh, you're so cute.
Yes.
And
you don't want to come across a couch?
No.
Oh, I thought that's why we went to the woods.
I don't want to come across old tires. I don't want to come across somebody's top to their pickup truck that broke.
Or whole bags of household trash.
Oh, yeah. Whole bags.
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah, we had one spot near us where it looked like somebody had they had loaded up their house, including mailbox, lamps,
Oh
and
my
all kinds
gosh.
of stuff. And they just took it to the state land and dumped their whole house out and then just left it there. And then who has to come along and pick it up? Usually it's like the DNR or something like that because they tell you not to pick up stuff
Yeah.
too much anymore because you don't know if there's needles in there.
Yeah, it's
You don't know if
dangerous.
there's meth stuff in there
Yeah.
or things like that. And so so there's that part of me that wants to be like, okay, I'll clean it up. I'll suck
Yeah.
it up and I'll clean it up. But I also don't want to get stabbed in the hand with a dirty needle.
And it's not, I'm all for like doing good. And of course, like, yeah, I'll pick it up. But it gets a little old. Like, I'm not going to keep picking up after all these people who are just dumping, like, we're saying, we're not joking. There's a whole couch or like a whole mailbox.
Right.
And like the one thing I said was like, who do you expect to pick this up? When you throw it there, do you think like the bear's going to pick it up for you and put it in the trash? Or you're just automatically entitled enough and assume that somebody else is going to do it for you?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That comes down to, like you, I get irritated. I can't because we're walking out in nature for nature, not for your crap.
Right.
And it doesn't even matter anyways. It doesn't belong there. That's not where it belongs.
Right.
I mean,
right.
So.
And I'm one of those people too. If I do see it, and if it's possible that I can see like a credit card receipt that has somebody's name on it, or a piece of mail or something, I'm not above taking a picture of it and throwing it out there on social media and say, if you know this person, would you please have them come and pick up the garbage that they decided to leave at the woods?
Yeah. And
or to call the authorities. I'm not above that either.
Yeah.
To say,
I found this whole heaping trash. And that may be controversial, but sometimes I feel like at the end of the day, sometimes we need a little bit more of that accountability in our life. So if your trash is there and I do say your name and number, that's not my problem what I do. Like, if you get in trouble because I called your name in, maybe you shouldn't have put your trash there.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I'm sorry if I caused more problems in your life, but not really. Yeah. Sorry.
And I can tell where people, they've gone to the drive-through at, let's see, McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken seems to be the ones that I find a lot of garbage for.
Yeah.
So they've gone through the drive-through a few miles down the road, and then they pull onto the 2-track. And when they get done eating, they throw it out the window. It's like, what is so hard about keeping it in your vehicle?
Yeah, just keep it
until you drive home.
Yeah.
And then you take it out and you put it in a garbage can. Or
the gas station.
Cans at the gas station.
For free.
All you have to do is just like drive the couple miles back that you just drove and throw it away.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Now
We'd rather just toss it out. That just seems, even a couch, just put it on the side of the road, even if it has to sit there. It'll eventually somehow get taken care of.
Right. At the end of your driveway.
It just not in the middle of the woods, because there's, I want to save the planet. There's like animals and they can't process a couch.
Right.
So
there are certain things that can be processed. Like and this can be controversial too, but I can see like old ships, they will sink the ship often into the ocean, because then it becomes part of the ocean, and the
that's maybe
reefs somewhat, and those kind of things use that to build or whatever.
Yeah.
But I still haven't seen a couch be turned into, like a mushroom.
Yeah. Right. Or decomposed naturally by the earth. Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
And cigarette butts. Cigarette butts, I think I heard 50 years or something.
Yeah, it's 25 or 50
or something like that, which is just crazy to me. Again, what's so hard about
I know
putting it in something?
Pick up your crap. I'm done with it. Like,
yeah,
I can't. And if, like I said, like, even if I see your kid tossing trash, like, if they're gonna watch you and then you do it, then I'm gonna call your kid out too. Like, you can't just, and the problem is, like I'm saying, change starts somewhere. And if we don't start right now,
Mm-hmm.
helping our planet, it's a big deal.
Right.
And we just, it gets no clearer than trash doesn't belong in the woods.
Right. Yeah.
So, well, let's talk about our trash service. So when I went to Alaska, it was free. You just take your trash to the dump, go there, and it's actually like, it seems weird, but it's like a whole experience. People have like dump day, and like it's a whole family thing. Plus you can like
community activity.
Yeah, plus you can dumpster dive because people do still, of course, get rid of good stuff.
Things. Yeah.
But I found it interesting that I'm speaking of our trash service and our recycling service, that even when we recycle, some things still don't get recycled.
Right.
And I'm a little irritated with that.
Yeah. Because there's like all these rules and restrictions and different things of what can, can't, and that kind of a thing. So yeah. And we used to go to the dump when we were kids. It used to be experience too.
Yeah.
Because it used to be out, we call Old Dump Road.
We don't even know the name of the road.
And there would be bears and stuff there sometimes. And as a kid, I always thought it was interesting for some reason to see what people threw.
Trash is interesting.
It is interesting. One person's trash is another person's treasure.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you do put stuff out at the end of your road, you can make that a fun thing because it's kind of fun. Like you could have bets on how long it's going to last.
Oh.
Will this still be here in the morning or will it not?
Do that.
Yeah.
Because in where we live, it's not even,
split.
Sometimes it's 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, and we got rid of a dresser. Somebody just came and took it.
Yeah.
We had all of our pop bottles and pop cans because we are lazy and never returned them. We put them out there. Somebody came and took them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now I give mine to the recycling people.
Yeah.
I put them in a separate thing and then they
take
them
it
and return them and hopefully give it to their employees or something. But yeah. And I have a nephew who, give him a shout out because he has picked up some awesome stuff. And then he's refurbished some of it, some of it I have right here in this room that we're sitting in. And I have a swing out on my porch and a little table that the kids use when they're here doing their Play-Doh and all that kind of stuff.
I love.
Yeah, And I know somebody that I went to school with. That's what she does. She drives around and gets stuff and refurbishes it.
I love that.
See, I would rather see that done with old furniture than have it thrown out in the woods, Yeah. And I remember this, and my family is like a family who does everything. Well, this is one thing you would do together, but back when my brother had passed away, we were country people in the city trying to, handle all of that, which was an adventure in itself. You were little, so it was Cleveland.
Oh boy, okay.
Yeah, you were little, so you wouldn't remember all of this. But so he lived there, but none of us lived there. So when we were all needed to, get back to where we lived in life, and we had to empty his house out.
Yeah.
And so we actually made kind of a fun family thing out of, we would take stuff out to the curb and then we would peek out the windows because we were from the country, and back then people didn't really do that. And we would watch and see how long it would take before the stuff would go, and then we'd put more stuff out there. And then we'd sit and we'd watch to see,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then we took clothes. They had like big bins where you could take clothes and put them in like a bin where they would, either help like homeless or help families or whatever they would do with those. So we took, a lot of his clothes and stuff. But we were country bumpkins in the city.
I like it.
I kept saying, oh my gosh, my brother is up in heaven, just absolutely laughing
he probably
at us,
was.
like navigating around the city and the busy traffic and trying to, do the things that we had to do. And
well, even back then, this little town has grown since then, because even back then, we really were country bumpkins.
Oh yeah,
like
Cleveland's
a big city. So that was like
yeah. Big city.
That's like us when me and Lexus went to New York. It's a whole big shit. It's a whole culture. Speaking of trash, let's talk about crap.
No kidding. That's got to be like totally crazy.
I just can't.
And I couldn't live where there's rats in trash, because rats are attracted to trash.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just have it just comes down to a bigger problem because we just have too much trash in America.
Because we have too much stuff. Because we could go off on that, couldn't we?
We could.
Why do we need so much stuff?
Yes.
Because we're trying to fill a hole that can't be filled with stuff.
Yeah. And it's gotten worse, of course, with the internet because this fast fashion has gotten worse than it already was. If you can even believe that it was fast fashion even 10 years ago, it's worse now.
You can buy everything at a click of a button, and you see, and especially, and I know when I was a kid, I was that way too. So I'm not saying anything, but you see this kid has that person has that, that
it's
kind of
a big
thing. And you know what we did this weekend, which makes me think of this because every now and then the topic could come up of a boat, and I'll think, we had so much fun when we had our fishing boat.
Yeah.
And I'll think, maybe we should get ready to retire. Maybe we should buy a boat. And then this weekend we rented a boat.
Yes. Yeah.
When the grandkids were up here. And then I got to thinking, my gosh, that's so much smarter. Especially when you live where we live, where you can only use a boat like maybe 4 or 5 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Why not just rent a boat?
It's actually
when you want to use it instead of buying it, having payments.
It's so funny you say that because I just heard it was one of those reels on Instagram where the guy was talking about millionaires, and he's like, how they're, the reason they're rich is because like you may see, and yes, of course, some celebrities own yachts. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about celebrity. I'm talking about rich people, which to me is a difference. Anyways, he was saying they're rich because, like, do you think he owns that $1 million yacht? No. He rented it for like the few days that he wanted it because it's way cheaper than buying, maintaining. Plus, you got to, all the rules, register, whatever, taxes, blah blah blah.
And they're also not making payments on things. They're not buying something. They're not buying a vehicle and then making payments for the next 7 years and paying twice as much for the vehicle, as whatever, because they're either leasing a vehicle maybe for one, or the other is they're saving up till they have the cash and then they're buying it instead of paying twice as much for it. But so I thought that was, and I was thinking that, about camping and everything. I keep thinking that would just make so much more sense.
Yeah. Just rent the boat a couple times a year that you need it rather than deal with.
And then you have like one boat with lots of people using it instead of lots of people all having a boat.
Yes.
That's going to end up probably in the woods someday when somebody gets done with it because they don't know what to do with it.
Right. Yes.
Or instead of leaving it at their end of the driveway so somebody else can use it.
So I always try to like reduce, reuse, recycle. So my thing for like fast fashion is I hardly ever buy new clothes.
Right.
I always buy thrift store clothes because I just love going to the thrift store. But the way that I was going to cut down because of like remodeling the house and redoing the house is I'm going to do like it's going to be thrifted stuff. Unless I absolutely have to buy something new, I'm probably not going to do it because there's already too much junk anyways.
Right.
So I'm sure I can find it for cheaper, redo it. May some of it be a little more work? Yeah, but I don't want to create more trash. Right. Plus, some of the stuff that we're all buying, most of the stuff we're all buying doesn't last. It's junk anyways, which is why we have all this trash. Because it just is this big old ball of trash.
It's just a cycle that keeps going around and round or whatever. And it's not like, somebody takes a couch and they leave it out in the woods. Well, then it gets wet and it gets nasty.
Yeah,
and it gets whatever. And it's like, well, I'm not going to take that into my house, so it's not like you're going to go,
somebody
but you could take it, what? Habitat. If you call them on the phone, they come right to your home and they pick it up.
You don't even have to do anything.
And they take it there and they sell it to somebody.
And while we're on that, Consumers Energy will come get your appliances and give you money.
They will.
So
yes,
there's a solution other than just tossing your shit out.
There is.
Sorry for the language.
Sorry, that was on the thing though. It did say dumping shit in the woods.
She had a moment.
I had a moment and it had to go in. The hat.
Okay. Did you already put this in the hat? We should talk about the picking up the dog poop. Somebody mentioned that we had to do it.
Oh, somebody wanted us to put that in the hat.
Yeah.
Who was that?
I could tell you. Do you want me to mention her name?
Well, it's a relative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
She wants
yes,
us.
I do remember.
So we're going to have a public service announcement because we're on the topic of trash.
Right.
Which is controversial. Maybe me and you might even disagree. Although in this setting, I do agree. We're at the dog. She goes to the dog park, and people aren't picking up their dog's crap at the dog park.
Right.
They're just letting them out, letting them basically babysitting their dog.
Right. Because they're sitting in their car on the phone while their dog is in the dog park.
Yeah.
They're not interacting with
especially if your dog is not vaccinated. Clean up the dog's crap.
The dog bark.
But
it's the rules.
But I don't take my dog to the dog park because of that.
Right.
Because I don't want the vet bill, for one. And for two, I just know that people don't pick up after themselves, and they're not really in control of their dog, and I, with my anxiety, want to be in control of the situation with my dog because I don't want something bad to happen to my dog.
Oh. There are dog parks that are nice dog parks. Down by where our son lives, there's a beautiful dog park.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an amazing dog park.
Yeah.
And the dog, there's a couple different sides. They have a big fenced-in area in the back or whatever, but people pick up their dog crap.
Yeah. Why can't we pick up our dog crap? But this is where I was going to say it's controversial. When I'm walking in the woods and even on a trail that may or may not say pick up your dog's crap, if it's in the woods, I'm kind of like, I think it was Jeff Foxworthy who said, like, you might be a redneck if you pick up your dog's crap where it can decompose.
Right.
Because I do believe in, yes, I'll pick up after my dog in the park. Like,
in the city. On the city sidewalk.
But if it's in the woods or where I can even just brush it further into the woods, yes, I know, like I said, it's going to be very controversial. My dog's vaccinated. It's not like I'm do it all the time. But I'm like, it's the woods. Right. Some things are meant to be in the woods, which poop would be one of them.
But not a couch.
But not a whole couch.
Dog poop, yes.
Couch, no. Now, if you're at the dog park, it might be nice to have a couch there, but not your dog's poop.
Right. Right.
So,
yeah. Just respect whatever, if you're taking your dog to the dog park that somebody donated the land for, they donated it, the whatever.
It's
some
free to
family
use.
did it. It's free to use. They provide water. They, whatever.
And we shouldn't have to explain or tell you anyways. It's kind of ridiculous that we're having this conversation for adults.
It is. It is.
But we are.
told her we would talk about it, so we're talking about it.
Well, yeah, and it's not even that. It's just the trash stuff, too.
Right.
Like, why?
Yeah.
I know I'm not, like, fully an adult, but I don't put my couch in the...
Why we're picking on a couch,
Well, it's because when we went on that walk, there was a whole couch.
There was a whole couch, yes. I was trying to think of some of the other items that but...
It's everything, though. It's everything. There's not anything we probably haven't ran across, unfortunately, because we have ran across needles before, meth products before, there really isn't.
People will go and they put their tent up, and then they never take it down. They just leave their tent in the woods.
I always wonder about those people because I'm like, wait.
Why don't you take your tent with you?
Yeah, and I
found a really nice raincoat by a tent, though. So guess what I did?
Got a raincoat. Got a new raincoat.
Yeah.
Well,
brought it home, washed it. Didn't have any needles or anything, and I brought it home and I.
Well, if they didn't want you to take it, they wouldn't have left it in the woods.
Right.
So, on public property.
Right. I think they wanted me to have it.
But I'm confused. Always confused at the people that set up their tents and then just leave it. Like, wait a second, don't you need it again for another night, or like?
Are you never camping again?
You're just not ever going to camp again, because especially where we live, camping is a very common thing. So like, why did you leave your tent? It's a perfectly good tent.
Yeah.
I mean, I would use your tent for camping, and then you just leave it.
The process of buying the tent, I'm assuming,
yeah,
unless you stole the tent.
Yeah.
But,
either way, but if you stole the tent, you needed it.
Right.
You needed it, and then you just left it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. There's a lot of whys. Blankets. Yeah.
Yeah. There are some things that this world.
Yeah. There's a lot of whys out there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But that's just one of those things, I would come home from work and try to work at, letting go of the
letting it go.
Day. And then by the time I get done walking, he's so
more stressed,
fired up.
I get it because I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that because it drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that like,
Yeah. And you could go off on a whole nother thing of, the stuff that ends up in the ocean and all that. 'Cause
yeah,
I know
so
that's
we
one of
can
those
talk about
things
that. We should talk about that because the company 4Ocean, we've all
Mhm.
followed it.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that's
They sell the recycled bracelets out of
they've done so
stuff
much.
that's out of the ocean.
Yeah, they've done so much good.
Plastics and
But it's so sad that that's what's happening. And even because, I mean, they post all of that trash and it's so sad. And like in the middle of the desert, like there's just, it's so sad. Like, why are we doing this?
I don't know.
I can't.
Right, yeah. Because we have too much stuff. It's going to come down to we have too much stuff.
Yeah.
We do not need all the stuff.
No.
If we needed the stuff, it wouldn't be in the
It wouldn't
trash.
be. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's talk about some ways people or me and you that we've cut down on our consumption. So some people, or the mentality is, well, like I've said before, like, well, there's already big bags of trash in the desert, in the ocean. Why do I got to change? Because that's not going to help. But I've always been, over the last several years, every new year I do something new for the whole year to give up. And it's like, why don't you just start with something small every year? Like, it just has, because we just all need to be more conscious of what we're consuming and then letting it go.
Right.
Especially, like for me, I knew I buy clothes a lot. I'm a woman in America, okay?
Right.
I'm not the only one who buys clothes a lot, especially, like what you said with the internet, like it's become click buy.
Yeah.
So for me, one of those things was cutting down on clothes. I don't need new clothes. Maybe once in a while I'll need a certain plain shirt or something. But that's one of the things is I've really vowed to not buy new clothes. And like I told, those pants from Glicks were the first new pair of pants that I've bought myself in a few years. So, because I like it. For me, I know it's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to want to go to the thrift store. But I love thrift store shopping for my clothes because it's treasure hunt all the time. You never know what you're going to get. This was thrifted. Like, cool. First of all, whoever thrifted a Lions jersey, crazy. Shame on you.
Crazy. They must have done that before last year.
Yeah,
because that's like a hot commodity.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So
right.
I've done that. I started using bar shampoo and conditioner and bar soap to cut down on the plastic.
One of the things I thought about trying, I haven't done it yet, but is those washer sheets that you throw in the washer that are the soap. The sheet.
It looks like a dryer sheet, but it's soap
in there so that you don't have
the container.
When you get done, and
yeah, that's actually funny you say that. That's actually the next thing on my list is when I'm out of this laundry soap is I want to make my own. Oh, because I started acquiring the ingredients. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
and then the next one I did was Ziploc bags. We've got those reusable ones. Maybe once a year I'll buy a box which is way better than what it used to be.
Right.
Because, you used to buy them all the time, but reusable.
It's little action steps, like you said. You got to, first of all, like Gandhi says, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
And then it's just, it's little things like using a water bottle instead of the plastic. Water bottles. I like at my work and at schools now they have, and airports and stuff, they have the refilling stations so that you're not constantly with the plastic, but also recycling it if you do get it, or trying to look for products that are made out of recycled things. Like I have a pair of running pants that are made out of recycled pop bottles.
That's so cool.
Stuff like that that try to pay attention to. But I know for sure that I could do way better,
Well, like I said, though, it's small because I've done one thing every year and now it's already it's been a custom and it's already been like 5 or 7 things, which if you add up over the 5 or 7 years I haven't bought, the hair stuff would be 2 years. Okay. So 2 years of not buying buying big bottles of shampoo. And conditioner is a big deal. That may be I don't know, I'm guessing. Remember, anything bagel, we don't really know.
Right. We don't.
But it could be 10 to 20 bottles, which is a lot. I mean, like I said, it may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. It's one person times 2 million. If you know what I mean. Right. It has to start somewhere. Just find one thing you can change. Oh, I don't use plastic wrap anymore.
Oh, okay.
Glad. I use like the bee wraps and such.
Yes, that you
Yeah.
can buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people are way better than I am too. I just bought some cloths that I haven't started using yet, but instead of it like using paper towel,
Yeah.
Yes. Use a cloth.
Fun tip I've seen, put them in a basket like on your counter, because then you can just grab, wash, grab.
Yeah.
So that way.
And they have some that you can throw in the dishwasher too.
What?
Yeah, I can't remember my daughter-in-law, and I've asked her probably 2 or 3 times now what brand they are. But they just toss them in the dishwasher and wash them.
Yeah.
And then, because if you're gonna run the dishwasher anyway.
Yeah, I want those.
Which uses less water, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff, of course, we don't have necessarily all the facts, but they do say that even running your dishwasher for a half load uses less water than using filling your sink up and doing the whatever. So
that's why I do want a dishwasher, because I pay for water. Do you pay for water here? You don't pay for
so we have a well.
And I take after my grandparents. I get like stingy on how long I'm using the water. That's just why for me I do want a dishwasher, because it will cut down on, because it's just me, and most of the time it's me and or 1 or 2 other people. So I don't have that many dishes.
Right.
But fun fact for me, I have to get a dishwasher for my mental health, because I hate doing dishes.
Right.
And once in a while, very recently, I wait until every single dish is dirty, because I just can't. It takes a lot for me to want to do the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
So I want a dishwasher for that reason, but also to cut down on my water, because when I do dishes, I don't always fill the sink up and just let the water run.
Right.
So I know
I'm
using
rinsing or whatever.
Yeah. So I know I'm using more water.
It's just doing those little things. You shut the faucet off while you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And I think they say that taking a shower uses less water than taking a bath.
Yeah.
I think most people take showers these days anyway.
I know.
But
nobody takes baths anymore.
Just those little things that,
we can all make change.
Right.
Just start.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that should be our slogan. Just start.
Just start.
Because that's what
I know. Just one small action step.
Like the small action step can be when the couch is in the back of the truck. Instead of stopping at the forest, why don't we just keep driving to the dumpster
or to the habitat store.
I don't condone what I'm about to say, but it would still even be better if you dropped it off at somebody's random house, because somebody would probably take care of it. But the forest is not where it goes.
Right. Set it by somebody's random garbage can at the end of the road.
Yeah, I'm not condoning that, but I'm saying it's better than the...
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It's better. I'm sorry if somebody ends up with a random couch.
We all picked one thing that we say we're going to do. And if you're a person who happens to be one of those people who tosses their garbage out the window or a pop can or whatever, just say from now on, I'm just going to keep it in my car until I go to the gas station, and I'm going to throw it away. Or until I get home and throw it in my own garbage can.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I
had to use, because I'm always like living out of my vehicle, and I had to have a trigger, and I learned this from Brendan Burchard, and the trigger was every time I'm at a gas station, throw your trash out.
Yeah.
So every time you throw your trash.
It's like one of those
gas station trash.
Stacking.
Yes, habit stack.
Habit stack.
Yep. So. Gas station trash. Station trash.
Yeah. So, well, there. Got that.
Pretty good. Save the planet. That felt good, actually. That on
my system, so.
Okay. Yeah, that actually felt good. So
it did feel good. So
pick up your shit.
Yeah. And we're glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. And
I won't see you next week. It will be the surprise guest. We're not going to tell you.
Guest. So somebody who knows way more than we do, hopefully.
I'm kind of sad that I'm not going to be.
She'll have to come back again. She'll come back again.
Yeah.
So it's a she. We gave that away.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, subscribe. Send us a topic if you'd like your topic added, and
stay tuned for more of
Stay tuned for more. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get on Anything Bagel.
Bye.
Bye.